A program in Price Hill aims to give you the knowledge and confidence to tackle projects in your home. It's called Do It Yourself, Darling. And this morning we're joined by director of the program, Annie Gordon, and one of their expert educators, Josie Watson. Good morning to you, ladies.
Hi. Good morning.
So I'm really fascinated about your DIY projects in general and the workshops, but this is specifically to test lead poisoning. This is something we don't even have to hire an expert for. That's really cool. How do we go about doing that?
What would you say about that?
Yeah, so if you live in an old house, it's really important to know not just if your house has lead paint, but also where that lead paint is. And so when we're renovating our houses or doing home repair, it's really important that we know where that lead paint is, because when we're disturbing paint, you're drilling, scraping, sanding, replacing old windows, you're generating dust, and enough toxic lead dust can be generated that can poison a kid. And so that's what we're going to be learning in this class, is not only how to test your house for lead, but also how to do those home repairs in a safe way so that we're preventing lead poisoning.
Okay, so it sounds scary, but it's not so much. That's why you guys are going to show us. You got some gloves and some Lysol wipes to make sure that everything is taken care of here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
So we are going to test this window, which is something that we'll learn how to do in the class. Annie, do you want to tell us a little bit about DIY while we get ready for this?
So Do It Yourself, Darling has a really vast array of home DIY and renovation repair workshops where beginners can come and learn about plumbing, about electrical. We even have a car maintenance class now.
Yeah.
This class is important to me because so many people in Cincinnati live in homes that were built before 1978, where there is a risk of lead in the paint or in the home, in the water, all sorts of risks. And so it's really important that folks know about this risk when they're going to do work on their home, especially families with young children.
Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely. So, and we're going to actually see the lead pop up? Like, is it very noticeable?
Yeah, so this swab is a Skytis brand swab, and these are the tests that we'll learn to use in the class.
Okay.
And I'm going to swab this lead line on the window just so you can see. It's going to turn an immediate bright red color. It's almost so red it's dark brown.
Oh,
and then I'm going to also swab this window. So if you have an old windows in your house, there's a good chance that they have lead paint on them. So I'm going to do the same test on this window, and if you can see, I don't know if you can see on camera, but it's already starting to turn pink.
You might be able to see just a little dot, and then even on the Q-tip, it shows it as well.
So that Q-tip turned bright red, which means that this window does have lead paint. If this window is in a house, every time it's opened or shut, that friction is generating toxic lead dust, which is a common cause of lead poisoning in kids. So in this class, we're going to learn what can you do if you do have lead paint in your home, how you can renovate safely so we can prevent lead poisoning.
Wow, okay, and so do these classes cost? They do, okay.
All of our classes are sliding scale, pay what you can. So there will be a ticket cost, and we hope that some people will pay, but if some people are not able to, you can go as little as $1 for a class.
That's fair enough, and so you mentioned that the creation of lead happens usually in the warmer months when we open up our windows and that condensation seems to start up?
Yeah, so opening and shutting old windows is a common cause of that generation of lead dust, which can poison kids. But renovation is another common cause. Anytime you're disturbing paint, you're cutting into a wall, sanding, drilling, if you have lead paint in those walls, you need to know about it so that you can do that work safely.
So when spring comes up, when we do our spring cleaning and renovations and stuff, we got to be mindful of that.
It's a great time for this class, indeed.
Okay, and Do It Yourself, Darling, you guys got some other workshops in the works too?
So this workshop will be coming up in a month, about a month in February. You can find all of our workshops at our website, www.doityourselfdarling.org. Coming up, we have a class on home equity, which is good for home buyers, people interested in learning more about that. We have a class on woodworking. We have electrical 101, plumbing 101, you name it, it's going to be there. And tiling 101.
Ooh, tiling. All right, if you got to do your new kitchen floor or bathrooms, that's the place to be, your workshop. All right, perfect. Annie, Josie, thank you so much for coming in this morning.
Thank
you.
Of course.
Sure, you could stop watching now, but let's be honest, you want to see more. So click some of those links, or better yet, go ahead and tap subscribe. That way you'll catch more content from Local 12.